Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kate Swan if you are new here. I like to talk about luxury handbags, shoes, accessories, all types of things like that. So if you're into that kind of thing, feel free to subscribe and join the family. Now today I wanted to update you guys on something that I purchased a couple weeks ago, it was like a month ago now. And I revealed a Chanel bag on my channel. It is this red Chanel Extra mini bag. And I said that I was gonna clean it. And then I didn't say anything else about it after because it ended up terribly. So first of all, this is a bag that I purchased from Fashionphile. I'll insert some clips here so that you guys can see what it looked like. I saw that there were quite a few like black marks on the chain. I saw that the bag looked really dirty. It just looked like there was a lot of like dirt on it, and it didn't look like it was in terrible condition. It just looked like it was dirty and needed to be cleaned. So of course I took it upon myself to try to clean it. And it did not go well. And that's okay because sometimes you make mistakes. And luckily this was one that ended up being fixed, but I'll talk about that in a second. So at first I tried the Lovin' My Bags cleaner, which is it says most delicate is the kind that I used. And I think that this is honestly like pretty good for this type of leather. However, it looked like it wasn't removing any of the dirt. So I was like, okay, well let me try something else. And I used a different cleanser. I'll insert the name of it. And when I used that one, first of all, I didn't check to see if I should be using it. I used it on my Hermes Burn wallet, and that turned out really, really great. And I didn't check to see if I should be using it on Chanel lambskin, and I should have. But I started on a spot that was on the inside, and I tried to clean it, and then it like took the paint off. Now, the thing about that, it looks really bad, and it was pretty bad. So this is what it looked like when the paint came off, and I just see like this big black spot on the inside of my bag, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. I freaked out a little bit, but not that much because I knew that I had some options. Now, one thing that this made me realize is that it wasn't that the bag was dirty, it's that the paint was wearing off of the bag, and that underneath the red was black. So that's why the leather on the chain was black. That's why the inside of the bag turned black when I cleaned it, and yeah, it just, that seems like what it is, that it's black underneath red. So once I knew that, I knew that the bag needed to get repainted. Now, first of all, let me tell you that I immediately took pictures of it and sent them to leather surgeons to get a quote, but then the bag dried and the spot on the inside was not as bad as I originally thought that it was, so that is the good part about it. It really wasn't as terrible as I thought that it was. I thought that it was going to stay that like dark color forever, but a lot of it dried. Part of it was because it was wet. A lot of it dried and it looked a lot better. Oh, since I had basically just ruined this Chanel bag, I knew that it was time to call for help, and I reached out to the leather surgeons. I've been thinking about sending something to the leather surgeons for a while now. I was actually thinking about sending my black Birkin 35 to them just for like a spa to go and get it, you know, touched up and everything and cleaned. But I never actually did it, and I just kept thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I'll do it one day. And then I had this like little bag emergency, and I was like, okay, well now it's time for me to test out leather surgeons. So I reached out to them on their website. They have like a contact form, and I went through the contact form. I added pictures of the bag. I told them that I tried to clean it and it didn't turn out very well, and they came back to me and gave me a quote, and they said that basically all the bag needed was a spa, so that they would redo the paint and like do a full cleaning. I was like, okay, perfect, this sounds great. So they sent me a link to do a shipping label. It asked me there if I wanted to get insurance, and I did. They said that it would be roughly 3 weeks to get the bag back, and that's exactly what it was. I sent it off, and I was so happy when it came back yesterday. I've already opened it, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like now. So it came in this really, really nice packaging, first of all. I'll show you what the box looked like when I first got it, and I've like since thrown away the box. I didn't do like a real unboxing of it, but it came with this folder inside that had the certificate of authenticity. Whenever you send something to them, they will authenticate it first to make sure that it's real, and then you also get this certificate of authenticity, which I think is really cool, especially because it's just included in the spa treatment and cleaning and things like that. So that is really awesome. So it came with that, and then it was packaged so nicely. Like the chain was separately wrapped from the bag. It was beautiful. I think that their packaging, they really nailed it with that. It was perfect. And then it came with the little leather surgeon's dust bag. They ask that you don't send any of the dust bags or authenticity cards or anything with the bag when you send it in. Probably because it's just more things for them to keep track of as they clean and do the bag to send back to you. But So I just sent it, no dust bag, in a box. And it came back in this lovely dust bag, which is awesome. I always appreciate extra dust bags. And this is what it looks like now. It has, I don't know how much you're gonna be able to tell, but it has so much of a more vibrant color now. Now, one thing that they told me was going to happen when I sent this bag in, when I first got the quote actually, they told me that with reds, it can be really hard to repaint or repair. So red specifically, they said, is harder, and they told me ahead of time that I would be sacrificing some of the texture on the bag in order to get that color back. And I told them that was fine. I was totally okay with that. The texture of the bag didn't really, like, I guess, matter as much to me. I got this bag for a really, really good price, and I just wanted to be able to use it, and I wanted it to look cute and fresh, and that is exactly what it looks like now. So I will show you up close. Isn't it beautiful? This color is so pretty. Then I'll open it up and show you where the spot used to be. And it looks pretty darn good, I have to say. Oh yeah, it came stuffed. They like really packaged this really well. I felt like I was opening a new bag. This is the inside. It's all clean and everything, and the texture is a little odd. One thing I can tell is that like the wrinkles on the bag, and it was wrinkled before, so it's not like it was anything that having to do with leather surgeons, but the wrinkles on the bag, I feel like you can see them a little bit more because the bag's repainted, which is not a big deal to me, as long as the paint holds up well, which I think that it will. They have really good reviews, and they seem like they really know what they're doing, honestly. So I'm thinking it'll hold up just fine. And the part that I'm most impressed by, because they take the leather piece out of the chain, and then they're able to like clean and repaint it. And the part that I'm most impressed about is how the chain now looks. I showed some close-ups of the chain in my other video when I first unboxed it, and there were just so many just black spots everywhere. It was like the chain was like black. It looked disgusting. So, especially because I thought it was dirt at the time, I was like, this is really gross. But yeah, I think that this looks so, so good. I'm gonna close it again. But yeah, I think that they did an amazing job of this bag. When I first opened it, like you could see the side, and I was like, oh my gosh, the color looks so good. And they also ask you, I had to print out a form to send in with the bag. They also ask you if you want them to match the original color of the bag or the current color of the bag. Say if like a color has like, I guess, faded over time, do you want them to match that color, or do you want them to match the original color that it was when you first got it? So I put on there that it didn't matter, just whatever they had to do to make it look nice, do it. So I told them it didn't matter to me, just to use like their best judgment. I think that it turned out really, really great. I love it so much. I honestly don't know how they do this, and I've like watched some videos on like handbag repair and stuff like that, and the thing I'm most impressed by is how people match the colors of the bags. Like I think that is just amazing. Like you'll just see them like dip into 3 different colors, and they'll just like, ah, perfect, now it matches this beige bag, and it's like, what? But anyway, I am just extremely impressed by this. I think it looks gorgeous. Also, I'm kind of in love with the extra mini size right now. I'm not a mini bag person, but like I said in the video where I unboxed this, I wanted to get a few small bags in order to make sure that I just have something crossbody to throw on if we go somewhere. It makes it a lot easier because I don't have to worry about like which bag I'm carrying, I guess, and I don't have to worry about it not being close to my body. So when I go places where I'm going to be out like all day, even though the Birkin 35 is my favorite bag, I want to have something smaller to be able to carry that's a bit easier to bring around. And as much as I don't like having to be a mini bag person, I have kind of been enjoying using them lately. So, you know, everybody changes a little bit, you know, and I think that I'm evolving a little bit into kind of not only using large bags, but also using small ones. But I still love my large bags. I really want a Kelly 35. That is the next thing that's on my wish list. So don't get me wrong, I'm not all about the mini bags now, but I did need to have a couple. I love how it looks. It looks so, so good. By the way, I didn't tell you guys how much everything costs. So I paid roughly $1,800 for this bag from Fashionphile. And it was on like a 30% off, and it was already priced pretty low because the bag needed to be like repainted basically. So I feel like it was priced pretty well, and I'm really excited about that because the prices of Chanel bags right now are just absolutely ridiculous. So to be able to get one for $1,800 I think was perfect, especially this little bag when mini bags are so on trend. The regular mini, like the rectangular mini bags, I've seen like some of them going for like $5,000, $6,000. I've also seen some for like $3,900, $4,000, but That's still a lot of money for a mini bag, and this one is smaller than that because it's the extra mini, but I still feel like $1,800 was a good price for this. Now, to add on the fact that I had to get it fixed and repainted, that cost $303 in total, and that included like the shipping there and back and the insurance that I got on the shipping. So like $300 extra on top of that, so a total of $2,100 for this bag. And I think that that is pretty good. I'm not upset with that at all. I think that it looks beautiful. I think that especially like if you're not sitting staring right up on the bag like I am right now, if you just see someone with this, you'd be like, oh, that's like a pretty new looking bag. So I feel like that is perfect, and I'm so excited. I could not be happier with the job that they did. And I'm so thankful for the leather surgeons because they saved my bag when I messed it up. Also, this is your gentle reminder to always test on a hidden spot. And I'm glad that I did it on the inside of the bag, because even if I didn't want to get it repaired right now, I could have still worn the bag. But always test on a hidden spot. Don't test on the outside, like the front of your bag or something like that. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Anyway, that is how things went with this little lovely bag right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one. Also, if you want to see how I style my bags, or like, I don't know, I post a lot of bag content on Instagram. So if you want to come follow me there, I've been getting into reels lately. I think you might like it. So come follow me on Instagram, join the Instagram family as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!